case you've forgotten, just open your closet. See them way in the back? All those plastic guitars stacked on top of that rubber drum kit. It's easy to forget now, but those were the biggest things in gaming, and not too long ago either. I mean, it hasn't even been a decade since the original Guitar Hero. In 9 years, rhythm games went from niche genre to mainstream phenomenon to relics. Dusty, forgotten, plastic relics. Looking back on it, stuff like this was a big reason why.
I hold on so nervously to me and my drink. I wish it was cool and me.
So this is Rock Revolution, a game released at the height of rhythm game mania. It was a distant past known as 2008. It seems like an eternity ago, but that's how fast this craze came and went. People loved Guitar Hero, and most had never seen anything like it. And of course, the gaming industry made sure they would now see one every fucking week. In the span of just a few years, there were more than 25 Guitar Hero games. There are almost 20 Rock Band games, not to mention the countless imitators. The gaming industry took a fun, exciting, and profitable new thing and just drove it off a cliff. Rock Revolution was them pushing the gas. Of the many rhythm games released in 2008, Rock Revolution was arguably the worst. This thing released to awful reviews, and playing it now, it's even worse than you remember. The presentation and gameplay are so terrible, it's almost unbelievable. Like literally, it's hard to believe this was a retail video game from a major video game publisher, let alone one that released for $30. It's like it cost $30 to make! So obviously, this is the handheld version. Rock Revolution was also released on consoles, where you played it with instruments. And that was the problem with bringing these games to handhelds, right? How do you do it without all the plastic instruments? But where a game like Guitar Hero on Tour at least came up with some genuinely innovative solutions, Rock Revolution takes the easy way out. It's Tap Tap City. Because that's what people do when they're pretending to play guitar. They air tap. So, let's start there with the core gameplay. Rock Revolution lets you play 4 ways. You can play the guitar, the bass, or the drums, but you can also sing. And each instrument has its own gameplay. For the guitar, you have to swipe the screen in time with the music, simulating a strum. But it's the same idea for the bass, only now you have 4 strings to work with. Because playing bass, infamously more difficult than playing guitar. Anyway, you tap a virtual drum kit to play the drums, and you sing into your DS microphone to perform the vocals. And seriously, the singing? Probably the best part of the whole game. Now, to be fair, it's not like it doesn't play well. It plays fine. Problem is, it's also boring to play. Especially the guitar, and there should never be anything boring about the guitar. Actually, things are even worse on the drums. It's just a tapping minigame. It's the worst. Seriously, the only time I was even remotely enjoying this game was during the vocals. Singing Skid Row can never not be fun, so at least Rock Revolution has that going for it. It has Skid Row. Of course, on the other hand, Rock Revolution does make Youth Gone Wild sound like garbage, which that borders on sacrilege. But it brings us to the game's biggest problem. This is a music game that sounds like shit. The songs are cover versions, but it's like, they're actually like MIDI tracks or something. It's a game about playing instruments that doesn't even have instruments on the tracks. I mean, shouldn't there have been a meeting about this? And at that meeting, they could have discussed the game's art style. Perhaps they would have realized getting drunk and drawing on napkins isn't how to design art for a video game. And I don't care if they were listening to Skid Row or not. Actually, Judas Priest is in this game too. And it's also ruined, which is also f***ed up. Anyway, big thanks to our friend Erwin from Columbia, Maryland for sending this in. This was an interesting game to go back to. This is one of the worst looking and most boring DS games I've ever seen. That's one thing. Actually, that's 2 things. But what's worse is, it's one of the worst sounding DS games too. And for a game about music, I mean, that's just embarrassing. Rock Revolution was a terrible game in 2008, and somehow, it's even worse now. In fact, it's sort of like an autopsy report. The patient's name is Rhythm Games, and the patient died of oversaturation. And middies. Seriously. F***ing middies.
About a girl, yeah.